What should I do? Wish I had a beer. There we go. Now, this is the ShyPA. On my nose. It's a nice beer, I think. This is initially brewed by NewtohomebrewTom. I think mine's got a pretty good dose of coconut. Clarity's pretty good. I feel like a beer tonight. Tom's got this leaderboard thing. We're really interested to see what other people had done. If only there was a way to do that. I have 4 glasses, 3 empties. Oh, but wait, there's more. Let's have a look. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory. These 3 beers, can you see them? This is number 1, number 2, number 3. NewtohomebrewTom put out a little challenge a couple of months ago to brew his Coconut ShyPA and that he'd do a leaderboard thing, and I gave him a little bit of shtick about, you know, doing a leaderboard and not releasing the recipe so that people could actually enter the competition. So he eventually did, and it came out that the reason why he didn't release the recipe was that it was currently entered in competition. They didn't want to blow their chances. Anyway, he's now released it. You can see that video up here if you're interested in brewing it yourself. So I thought that I would send him over my version, but thought, how cool would it be if he's expecting 1 ShyPA for his leaderboard. I think he's already got two versions, maybe 3. Ian Carroll, Jake's his Brewing, and Jay Corey, I think. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, so I talked to my New Zealand counterparts, Byron's Brewing from Victoria, No Quarter Brewing, so this is Chris from No Quarter Brewing from New Zealand, and Carl from the Floor Sweepers Union, also from New Zealand. So we've each brewed up a ShyPA of our own, and I thought it would be fun. Send them all on to Tom. So he's expecting my beer, and he's going to get 4 versions. That might be fun. Anyway, let's get these cracked. Okay, we'll start with Chris's. I actually think that Byron's is the oldest in terms of brew date. So, there we go. Okay, see if we can get a pour. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful looking beer. So I think we should pour them all up first. We'll do Byron's next. I need a vice grip for Byron's bottles. Oh, it's not too bad. Ooh, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, I've got to keep the bottles in a line so I know which one's which. Oh shit, I'm gonna drop them. Okay, Carl's. Bloody Carl and his electrical tape. I hope it does something, Carl, because it's so fiddly. But mind you, it's worth it. It's worth it to get into the beer. Oh, cannon smoke. So we're going to do it without knocking the other beers over. Oh, clarity, look at that. Carl. Alright, so, actually I'm just going to put them here like that so I know which ones they are, but they're not in the way. Let's just have a careful look. I might top mine up. So, Carl, Chris, Byron, Stass. All supposedly the same recipe. I know that Chris, I think Carl and myself used Gladfield ale malt instead of Maris Otter. And I think Byron used Maris Otter. Anyway, let's flip this around. Well, I guess we should start with mine as I know it the best. So this is, as far as I'm concerned, pretty close. Thinking about listening to what Tom's talked about his brews, I'm getting a heap of toasted coconut off the nose. A little bit of pineapple, mango, tropical fruits. Not citrus though, not terribly citrusy. Coconut again on the mouth, on the flavour. It feels quite thick, but it's actually reasonably light. Actually, I should say, mine ended up about 5.5%. Byron's is about 4.5%. Chris, I don't know. I think his is around 5-ish, and Carl's is 4.3. I know he was yakking to me when he was brewing and missed his numbers a bit, so I think he's added a bit of sugar to this one. Anyway, so I really like this. Mine, let's go to Byron's next. I'm getting a lot of coconut. A bit of a tang to the smell. There is a bit of fruit to there, but it's almost got like a slight tartness to it. Yeah, you get a little bit of coconut on the back, on the flavour. It's still got a quite a tart quality. It's not super tart, but it's very different to that. Yeah, you do get the coconut in a flavour, just on the sides, but there is quite a tart. It's almost like a raspberry tartness to this, which is very odd knowing the recipe. Bitterness is good on this one. The tart is kind of helping it. Oh, excuse me. So let's go back to, well, let's continue on to Chris from No Quarter Brewing. Oh, now this one is, it's pretty clear. It's also the darkest of the four. It's almost got a chocolatey note to it. Not getting a heap of tropical fruits. It is there, but this is really weird. Yeah. No, I just noticed Carl's put his as cocoa nudge instead of coconut. I wonder if he's slipped a little bit of chocolate in his. Don't know. Very interesting. Anyway, in for the taste. Well, coconut comes through on the flavour. It's just a really, it's not chewy thick, like sickly thick, but that coconut definitely kind of gives you the illusion that it's a really thick beer. That's now on the flavour. Now that I've had another sip, that flavour is quite similar to mine. Yeah, quite similar to mine. It's a little thicker on the body, on the mouthfeel. This has got more coconut on the smell though. Very nice beer. What's Carl? Carl, this beer is so clear. Actually, I'm gonna get my torch. Check this out. Super clear beer. I mean, you can probably see my face through it. Mine's reasonably clear. I think Carl actually pips mine for clarity. Byron's actually, sorry, I'll wipe it out. Byron's actually not that bad for clarity. It's a bit hazy though. And Chris, wipe the glass. Keep it even, keep it even. Hope you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, so Carl from the Floor Sweepers Union. They're so different. And this one, these two are really similar in smell. Aroma, sorry. I don't know what they did with the toasted coconut with the dry nut or the dry hop. I put in 500 grams of toasted coconut. The recipe calls for 200, I think. But again, if you want to know the full recipe, check out Tom's video where he gives it out. It's not my recipe, it's not my place to give it out. Smell. Coconut's there. Sorry. Coconut's there. But it's got this real got a slight cocoa chocolate undercurrent. It's almost like a Bounty bar, if you know what a Bounty bar is. Yeah, the coconuts definitely there. These two definitely have a real... I don't know, my mind's playing tricks with me. Maybe it's just because these guys are a little bit darker. This one, mine, the coconut's still more pronounced. But it's definitely here. See, it's here. There's a... I don't know what's going on with yours, Byron. But there's this slight sourness, this tart aroma. I definitely got it with the Citra Raspberry beer that you sent me at the same time as you sent this. I thought it was the raspberries that gave the tartness. Maybe not. Anyway, back to Carl's. Yeah, Carl. These are all tasty beers. These two are really similar. Byron's is interesting. I'm not just saying that to be a dick. I'm not saying that. But I do think there could be something happening with your what would I say? I think it's fermentation, given the sort of smell. Fermentation, fermenter, might be, I don't know, some sort of infection. Yeah, or it could be stress yeast. I know he did have some problems with his fermentation fridge temperature probe going a bit wiggity. Not in a good way. So that could explain some of their esters and that tartness. I don't know how else to explain it. There's similarities here between these three. Looking at the colour, these two, the two New Zealanders, are very similar colour. Byron's is the lightest by considerable margin. Mine's probably, in between. As it warms up now, I'm getting more coconut from this one. There's a bit of a it's like a slight charcoal flavour. It's not burnt or anything, but it's almost like a more of a savoury aroma, not flavour. Chris's. I remember looking at his. He put up a picture of the toasted coconut that he did, and he did get a really awesome, even toast on the coconut, but it was like caramel brown across most of it. That face was, now it was me going, now it's changed. Coconut's coming through on Byron's as well as it warms. Very interesting. I find it interesting seeing, because supposedly we all kind of went off the same recipe. We did do a little tweaks. Like I said, I subbed a lot of the grains, the base malt, rather than Marisota, for Gladfield ale malt, and I'm pretty sure Chris and Carl did the same thing. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Byron used Marisota Simpsons. And he also used Munich as well, which is interesting because his is the lightest. I would expect it to be the other way around. So yeah, really interesting. I thought that tonight I would crack these 4 beers. So big thank you to Carl from No Quarter Brewing, Carl from Floor Sweepers Union, Jesus, Chris from No Quarter Brewing, Byron from Byron's Brewing, Byron's Brewing. He's changed his YouTube name recently. For, you know, being part of this grand idea of mine, just to, you know, I think being over in Australia and New Zealand, we're a long way from just about everywhere. We see all these people on the BrewTube network receiving these beer mails from everywhere, and, you know, sharing the love, and, you know, it's a long way. It is a long way to post stuff. I mean, even within Australia, it's like, you know, England posting a beer mail to Italy, posting up to Les at Brisbane. So you know, we want to be involved. So this is our collective push to say, hey, we're not that far away. You know, we'd be very happy, I'm sure, to start exchanging beer mails. Obviously, you know, it is a little bit expensive, and, you know, it's not something that we do every week. But, you know, if there were people out there, I know that Carl and Big Banana have exchanged it. It costs about, well, I think it was between 20 and 30 bucks to send a couple of beers. And I think, you know, if I was to meet you guys out at a pub, I'd probably shout you a beer or two, and that's my postage. So yeah, anyway, this is Stass from Stass Brewing with 4 great interpretations of NewtohomebrewTom's Coconut ShyPA. I'm going to continue to enjoy these beers and probably get completely based. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.